too many refugees spend years, if not decades, in exile. Surviving on humanitarian assistance and short-term support is not sustainable. To thrive, not just survive, refugees need opportunities to join and strengthen the fabric of the communities that host them. 6 months ago, all the world's nations made a striking commitment. They agreed that people who are forced to flee their homes because of war or persecution must be given every chance to keep growing and developing, even in exile. The declaration adopted in New York represents a shift in the way we help refugees. It encourages policies that let refugees work legally and live among the local population. Policies that benefit refugees and host communities alike. Specifically, it calls on host countries to include refugees in national development programs so that they are not treated as a separate group excluded from national plans. What's more, it envisions a world where refugees are no longer living in camps, no longer cut off from society, no longer dependent on humanitarian assistance alone. Studies by the World Bank and others confirm that this is smart policy. Evidence shows that when refugees are active participants in host communities and when they have the right to work legally, local economies grow. Today, more than half of the world's refugees live in urban settings. When given the chance to live in settlements and villages and cities rather than camps, refugees have an opportunity to contribute to the development of the communities that host them. This creates a virtuous cycle with refugees and host communities mutually empowering each other, socially and economically. So for some countries, this model is not new. Take Uganda. It hosts more refugees than all but a few other nations on earth. It is not a rich country, but it continues to offer protection to refugees who have been in the country for decades. And it does this while keeping its borders open, taking in more refugees from South Sudan and other countries every single day. Uganda's response is remarkable. Instead of being hosted in camps or confined in remote locations away from local communities and services, refugee families receive a plot of land to live on and farm. They're allowed to work and to start businesses. They have freedom of movement. Simply put, they're able to forge connections with the communities and societies that host them, to restart their lives and build their skills and potential pending a solution to their exile. By helping refugees thrive, the Ugandan approach helps local communities to develop at the same time. We have seen firsthand that businesses start to invest in those areas, benefiting local communities and refugees at the same time. This comprehensive approach is being rolled out in 5 other countries. With global forced displacement at a record high, it's time for the world to rethink the way we respond. We need to adopt a whole-of-society approach, an approach that engages host countries and donor countries, the private sector, NGOs, United Nations agencies, civil society, including academia and the global public. The New York Declaration calls on UNHCR to initiate and develop the comprehensive response in each large-scale refugee situation. But we cannot do this alone. All of us, private businesses, government, NGOs, and international organizations should embrace this new way of working to transform the manner in which we support refugees and the communities that host them. Thank you.